Hi everyone. So today I wanted to share with you all a very commonly asked question as to how is it that you can calculate your monthly in-hand salary based on the CTC that you have been offered. So if you're a fresher or a college grad and you wanted to calculate the exact monthly salary that you're going to receive based on the offer that you have in your hand, you can easily do that on your own by seeing through the end of this video. So if you like the video, please like and subscribe to my channel. I will be posting similar contents like this. So without further ado, let's get started. I will be quickly sharing my screen. What is it that what I have normally assumed is, suppose your salary, I'm just assuming the CTC to be 10 lakhs. Now, what is it that you need to remember is the CTC that the company is offering you is not exactly the one that you're going to receive at the end of that when divided by 12 is not what is it that you're going to receive at the end of the month. So what is it that you need to keep in your mind is there is something called as gross salary, and that is the amount that you can approximately expect, that is what you're going to be paid at the end of the month. If you calculate your gross salary, that is how you will be able to get your monthly in-hand salary, and you will be having a further clearer picture as to how you can calculate this on your own. So what I have assumed over here, suppose if I'm doing assuming the total CTC to be 10 lakhs, you can just modify it on your own if you want. But if I'm just calculating just assuming the total CTC to be 10 lakhs, so these are the various components that are there as part of your CTC. Now, if you see your pay slip, in that particular pay slip, there are various components associated with it. So first component is the basic salary. Now the basic salary is 100% taxable. According to the Indian government, the entire basic salary that we receive in a financial year, it's entirely taxed. It is entirely taxable. So if I'm just assuming that total CTC will be 10 lakhs, and normally what happens for a basic salary calculation is it is normally 30 to 35% of a total CTC. So the basic salary comes down to 30% of the entire CTC. So that is what I have done over here. So basically 30% of 10 lakhs, it is almost coming to be 36% of 10 lakhs. It is coming to be roughly around 36%. So 3.6 lakhs. I'm assuming basic salary to be 3.6 lakhs over here. There is a component called HRA. This is basically the house rent allowance that you will see in your pay slip. Even if you're not having the pay slip with you, I will be explaining it what these are the components that you need to look in your pay slip. And if you have not that, if you don't have that pay slip, you can at least go through the offers that you have and you can calculate your gross salary in this way. So basically, if I'm just assuming my HRA to be 2.4 lakhs, and these are the various, after my HRA comes the various allowances. So these two, or there might be other allowances as well, but they are named differently in different places. In different companies, they are named differently. So I have just, for the sake of a clear understanding, I have just mentioned it as allowance 1 and allowance 2. It might be termed as, say, special allowance. It might be termed as various other allowances as well. So it's just a term that is being referred to differently in different places. But at the end of the day, this is all, we'll come to the tax part of it later. But this is included in your salary, gross salary. Now, if you calculate it, if you see, so what I have done, so basically the gross salary is basically the summation of these 4 components. So what is my gross salary coming to be? Gross salary is having my basic, my HRA, and the allowances that we have received. So in your offer letter, if you see, there will be various components, and the total CTC is inclusive of these components as well. So we'll come to the PF calculations. So normally how a PF is, provident fund, is calculated, it's 12% of your basic. So if I just calculate it, so 12% of my basic is coming to of 3.6 lakhs. It's basically coming to 43,200 rupees. Now, if I see the gratuity is basically the amount that you will be paid for being, if you are staying in that company for 5 years or more than that. And that is, if I'm just assuming the gratuity to be, say, 16,800 rupees. This is just a number that I'm assuming it is, that will be easy for the calculations. And if I'm just calculating on the, if I'm just see what is it that I'm that it is coming, and if I'm just assuming the insurance to be of 10,000 rupees, you will be able to see that my total CTC, if you just do the summation of my gross salary and these components, this will come as your total CTC. Now, when you will be calculating your monthly enhanced salary, so let's calculate the monthly enhanced salary as to how we will be doing it. So what I have done basically is we have just divided these amounts by 12, and you will be getting the monthly salary. Now, what you need to focus over here is, this is my gross salary, the 77,500 rupees. Now, if you calculate that the gross salary that you have received, and when you deduct on these components, that is the amount, deduct on the, will come to the deductions part later, but these are the ones that are included in your total CTC. So basically, my entire 10 lakhs, it is comprised of these components. I will attach the Excel, as I said earlier, in my link below. So this is how your entire CTC is being calculated. Now, if you want to calculate the monthly enhanced salary of it, and what I said earlier is, you need to keep an eye on the gross salary, because that, based on your gross salary, we will be doing the deductions on that. So if you calculate the provident fund on a monthly basis, so it is coming to, as I said, it will be this divided by 12, so it will be 3,600 rupees. Now, if I just drag this down, you will be able to see, and we won't, for now, we will be ignoring this part, because these are not really something that you will be receiving it. So we'll come to the entire monthly enhanced salary of it, net salary of it. So if I'm doing the tax calculations of it, so if I'm just starting with the HRA calculations, so the HRA component of your salary, HRA is calculated based on 3 steps. There are 3 steps to calculate your HRA. So what is the first step? The first step is the total rent that you are paying to a particular landlord. If you're staying on rent, you need to pay a rent to the landlord. So that minus 10% of your basic salary, entire annual basic salary, is what is calculated as, that is my step 1. Step 2 is the actual HRA allowance that my company is paying. Step 3 is basically for metro cities. It is calculated as 50% of my basic salary. And for non-metro cities, it is calculated as 40% of my basic salary. Now, out of these 3 steps, the one which is the minimum, that is what is the one that you can claim as, that is what is going to be deducted for your tax calculations. Now, if I'm, and we need to keep one thing in your mind, that while showing the HRA, we need to submit the rental receipts to be able to claim HRA. So you need to submit the rent that you have paid, the receipts for that. That needs to be signed by your landlord, and you need to submit that as a proof that you have basically paid this amount of rent. So in normally the companies prefer that over 1 lakh, you need to show your landlord's PAN card. So below 1 lakh, you will be able to claim it if you are not giving your landlord's PAN card as well. So normally people, they tend not to give their PAN card, right? So in that scenario, what you can do, what I will suggest is you can get that pay slip rental receipt generated from your landlord, but you need not submit the PAN card of them. So for that, suppose if you are paying 1 lakh in a year as a rent, so that will be calculated as a monthly rental receipt. That will be calculated as 8,333 rupees per month. So if I'm just calculating the total rent to be, suppose 8,333 into 12, so it is coming to 9. Just for the ease of a calculation, I've just taken the number as 8,333. So basically, post 1 lakh, you have to submit your landlord's PAN card, and in most of the scenario, if you are not able to get that, then what you can do is you can have a word with your landlord and just ask for the rental receipts for the rent that you have paid. You can claim it. So I'm just assuming it that you're claiming, you're paying 8,333 rupees per month. That will be the number you can modify it from your end as well. So what I'm basically doing is I'm just calculating the total rent that you have paid in the entire financial year, starting from 1st of April to 31st of March. 1st of April 2022 to say 31st of March 2023. This is basically your total rent. So 10% of the total basic also we need to calculate, because for the first step, as I said, the total rent that you are paying minus the 10% of the total basic that you are paid in that entire annually, that will be basically your deduction amount. That is the step 1. So basically, if you see, the basic is 3,60,000. So if I'm just doing the 10% of my basic as this one, now if I'm seeing the deduction amount, this will come as my total rent minus 10% of the total basic. Now that is the amount that we are looking at. That this is the deduction amount that you can. That is step 1, the deduction amount. Now, if you see that HRA allowance, so basically annually in the HRA allowance, what is it? How much is it that you have been paid? You have been paid 2.4 lakhs, right? As you can see in this annual HRA component in your payslip. So what I will do, I will just take it from there, and this is the HRA rebate part. So basically, as I was saying earlier, that in metro cities like Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, and Bombay, what you can claim as 50% of your basic salary is the HRA rebate that you can get. And for non-metro cities, it is 40% of your basic salary. So I'm staying in a non-metro Bangalore. I'm staying in. So I will just calculate the 40% of the basic that I mentioned over here. So it is coming as 1 lakh. You can, if you are staying in a metro, you can just multiply it by 0.5. So basically, the final HRA deduction amount that you can claim as the HRA, that will be deducted from your gross salary, and basically will calculate the TDS. Is how you can do it. You can do it by calculating the minimum of these three amounts. So basically, if you see, these is the one step, this is my step 1, this is my step 2, and this is my step 3. So this is what you can claim as the HRA standard deduction. HRA deduction as part of your now I'm doing the tax calculation part of it so that you are able to see how much is it that you can get as your monthly enhanced salary. So profession tax, I'm taking it as 2400, so it is 200 rupees per month. Standard deduction, I will just mention it for profession tax as 2400 by 12, that is 200 rupees. Standard deduction annually, this is for everybody can avail the standard deduction. This is 50,000 rupees as of now. Now the PF part comes of it as what I have mentioned is this. Now what you need to keep in mind is the section 80C, that is the normal the section 80C is basically having a limit of 1.5 lakhs. So in that 1.5 lakhs, the PF that I am contributing, the employee is contributing, is included in that. So the investment amount that is remaining as part of your investment that you have already done as part of your PF is basically 1.5 lakhs minus my PF amount that I have paid, that is 12% of your basic salary. PF is 12% of my basic salary, and in section 80C I will be paying 1.5. I will be eligible to claim 1.5 lakh as a deduction on my gross income. Basically this is my gross income, that 9,30,000 of the what I mentioned as gross salary. This is basically your gross salary. Now the 80C in section 80C we are able to claim 1.5 lakhs. So my PF is included in that. So what is the remaining amount of money that you need to invest as in per month so that you are able to avail the maximum tax benefits? So this I will be just subtracting the PF amount, since it is already included in my 1.5 lakhs in 80C. I will just deduct this. So this basically this is the amount that you need to invest throughout the year. The entire amount that you need to invest in section 80C is 1,06,800 rupees. I'm talking about annually. We'll come to the monthly part of it later. So basically the total, now comes the part where we will be calculating the total taxable income. Now the total taxable income is how we will be doing that. So total taxable income is basically nothing but my gross salary minus the deductions that we have made. So basically my HRA deduction, my profession tax, my standard deduction, and the 80C 1.5 lakhs. That is how you are also able to get what is it that you need to pay as a TDS, tax deducted at source. So we'll calculate it. So now the total tax as per old tax regime, if I explain, there are two separate tax regimes. So this specific video is I will be talking about the old tax regime. So what you can calculate your total tax as. So basically from 2.5 lakhs to 5 lakhs, it is if your income is say greater than 5 lakhs, then from 2.5 lakhs to 5 lakhs, the difference of 2.5 lakhs that we are getting, it is taxed at 5%. So how much is it coming? 5% of 2.5 lakhs. So we'll just do 0.05 into 5 lakhs minus 2.5 lakhs. So this is 12,500 rupees plus whatever is the amount that is exceeding 5 lakhs, you need to pay till 10 lakhs. You need, in the old tax regime, you need to pay a 20% tax on that, on the amount that is exceeding 5 lakhs. So 7 lakh is my total taxable income that we calculated, right? That you can see over here. So we'll be subtracting this from 5 lakhs, because basically the entire 20% that will be calculated, that will be based on how much is you're exceeding 5 lakhs. How much is it that you're exceeding on 5 lakhs? So if I'm just doing 20% of that, it will, if you see, your total tax is coming as 66,581 rupees that you need to pay in a year. Now, education cess is something that is also calculated in your TDS. Education cess, it's basically the 4% of your TDS. So basically, this is the total. This is my tax, education cess, and the total TDS that you need to pay in a year is total tax and education cess. So this is the amount that you need to pay, that whenever you receive your monthly, we'll come to the monthly part of it so that you can get a clearer picture as to what is it that will be deducted as a TDS. So if I'm just you will calculate the PF as well on a monthly basis. So CTC investment as well will be doing. So if you see, this is what I should be concerned about, that my TDS per month, what is it that is going to cost me on a yearly basis? It is going to cost me 69,244 rupees. There will be other claims as well that you can apply over here, but this is just a superficial view of what I'm giving you. There are other claims as well that you can do, but just for a the knowledge purpose, I'm trying to explain as to what are the various components, as to how you can calculate your monthly and salary. So I'm just keeping it simple on that. So the TDS basically is coming as 5,770 rupees, right? So now when we will be calculating on net salary, so basically the net salary will be my gross salary that we have received, that we have calculated earlier, that minus the profession tax that we are paying, that is 200 rupees per month, and the PF that is being deducted from your gross salary, because your gross salary is not inclusive of the provident fund amount, and the TDS. So what you will be able to see, that on a, if my total CTC is 10 lakhs, this is the amount that I will be receiving at the end of the month. Now, this is the entire calculation that I showed you, and I hope by going through this, somehow I am able to explain, as in whether or not you are able to understand that how is it that you can calculate your monthly in-hand salary. And I hope that I've made it a bit easier for you to be able to calculate it on your own. And I just wish that by sharing this information with you, you are able to understand and you are able to benefit from it, so that you can, whenever you are having that next offer with you, or you're contemplating on how much is it that you're going to be paid monthly, you are able to do that on your own based on what all of the components that I've mentioned over here. Thank you.